Hello, boyos.
Hello, boyos.
This is the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss that everything is video games. This week, we're talking about PlayStation, and PlayStation is weird. I don't understand them. They're strange. We'll get into that. We're talking about some nindies that were announced, and we're also going to talk about the MPD numbers and a couple of other things. So stick around. It's gonna be a lot of fun. My name is Jake. That over there making the weird face is Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Oh, hello. I'm doing all right. Doing just fine.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Fancy seeing you here.
To the Lonercast. Yes. Step right in, neighbor.
Let's just get into what you've been playing. What you been playing, Nick?
I mean, nothing.
Oh, cool. Nice.
What you know? No, yeah, I've been playing Rocket League Season 3. It's pretty fun. Been jamming Monster Hunter Rise a little bit.
How's that been going?
It's good. It's good. I like it. The monsters in Monster Hunter Rise are better than any other Monster Hunter that I've ever played. And by any other Monster Hunter game that I've ever played, it's only the one, which is Monster Hunter World,
right,
and Iceborne. So it's the monsters' designs, movesets. That's pretty much it. Designs, movesets, attacks, I suppose, are all much better than Monster Hunter World. More interesting. And then we've been slamming Dragon Ball Fighters, and
always.
You guys are kicking my ass now because I don't have as much time to play the game as you guys do. Late at night.
Yeah, we played a lot. It's a lot of fun.
It is. It's very fun. It's like watching fireworks. You know, that's kind of it's like going to a fireworks show for hours, and then you realize like. You play for hours and then you get on and you're like, all right, time to, where did the sun go?
Yeah.
You know, like, holy shit, how long have we been doing this?
It's like Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
You get a little
Gotta pay the
coin in
gotta pay the interesting toll. Yeah.
Yeah. The interesting toll, yes, absolutely. What you been playing, Jake? You don't have anything on here. Have you been playing anything?
I have been playing stuff. First of all, I want to mention I watched WrestleMania. That was a thing that happened.
I haven't heard anything about it. Except, okay, that's a lie. Except Logan Paul showed up and got like choke slammed or something. He got paid a lot of money to be there. So
he got a stunner. It was it was pretty lame. The whole event was pretty lame, but you know it was all right. It's wrestling.
You watched the whole thing?
I did, but I was playing stuff at the same time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So while I was watching it, I was playing. I was actually playing Killing Floor with you guys while I was watching it. And I also, because it was a 2-day event, the first day I was playing Mario 3D All-Stars, which...
You liking that still?
I do like it, but once again, like, I have such a hard time with the perspective.
Still.
Where you think you're going to, like, jump up and hit a block above you, and then you're, like, behind it or in front of it, and it's, like, it's so hard to tell.
That's annoying.
I'm getting more used to it, but like, yeah, it's tough. But the game does have some like really cool like gimmicks and like gameplay stuff in it that I'm really liking. I'm excited to play more of it. What else have I been playing?
Do you think you'll get through it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. It's not so annoying to be, you know, on the wrong spot that you're just like I'm done.
Well, you know, it's a Mario game, so it's like you have to put in as much effort as you want to. So it's like you can go for the 3 stars and all the coins and getting a high score or whatever. I'm not really doing that. I'm just sort of, if I collect a green star, I'm cool with it. If not, you know, I'm not going to break my back getting all the stars and stuff. So I'll definitely beat it. Just like Mario Odyssey, it's like you could beat that game and just have like the bare minimum amount of stars, but then there's so much more. And just like that game, I didn't really go out of my way to get a bunch of extra stars. I should though. I should go back to that game. The game's amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
All right.
Yeah, Killing Floor, and
it's a slow week this week, honestly, for interesting shit to play.
Yeah, there's some exciting stuff coming out this week though. So
yeah.
Let's get into what we lovingly call tiddies. Small tidbits of news that we want to mention, but they're not worthy of full-on news articles.
Discussion.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorite parts of the show now.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's like rapid fire, just like bam, 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 thought, bam, thought.
Yeah, and sometimes they do lead to interesting discussions that we didn't realize we had. Yeah, I feel like that was an appropriate. It
was appropriate. You still said it though. Yeah. All right, let's get into them titties.
Let's talk about them titties.
There you go.
Ask Iwata, words of wisdom from Sotaro Iwata, Nintendo's legendary CEO, which is his book, just released. So go check that out. I hear it's very good.
Okay, yeah. Reading this, I didn't understand what it is. So Ask Iwata, words of wisdom from Satoru Iwata.
Nintendo's
legendary CEO is the title of the fucking book that he's releasing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, he's dead, but yeah.
Right, but why does it just get rid of Ask Iwata?
Well,
why is that? Why did they that?
That's like the cutesy Nintendo thing. Ask Iwata, like that's like the cute Nintendo thing, And then words of wisdom.
I guess.
Yeah, it probably looks better on the front of a book,
Yeah, and then you have to like make sure that people know who it is by saying Nintendo's legendary CEO.
Yeah, it probably makes more sense on the front of a book than just saying it. I think most people are just going to call it Ask Iwata,
I think that's the okay, well it's a boring ass book. The cover.
Yeah.
It's just literally it says Ask Iwata in big bold in the center, and then above it in like smaller things that says the words of wisdom from Nintendo's legendary CEO.
Yeah.
Kind of a boring book cover, honestly. But
yeah, what are you gonna do? I hear it's really good, and I hear it's got a lot of nice insights and stuff.
I wonder if there's an audiobook form of it, because I might pick that up.
Probably.
I've been thinking about getting into audiobooks because I'm running low on podcast episodes, because I listen to like 3 or 4 a day at work, and it's like I need something else.
I listened to all of A Clockwork Orange, and I enjoyed it. It's on YouTube, actually. You can find it on YouTube. So,
as an audiobook, or
yep, yeah, and it's actually kind of cool because it's the writer of the book reads it, so he actually like throws in some like interesting tidbits and stuff as well.
Interesting titties.
Yeah, and he kind of talks about the difference between the movie and the books, but we're getting sidetracked here.
That's all right.
Ubisoft Forward E3 2021 conference was confirmed. It is announced for June 12th. So there you go.
I don't know why did they do this? This came out like a day after or a week after E3's like, yeah, E3 is going to be on these days. And then Ubisoft's like, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, well, I think this is just a confirmation that we're actually getting press conferences, which we weren't sure of what this E3 event actually was. So this confirms, to me at least, that we're gonna have the conferences. We're gonna have that E3 experience. Kind of.
We'll have all the homies over and we'll watch it.
Yeah.
All together then.
All the vaxxed homies.
That's right.
Apex Legends has officially hit 100 million players. Developer Respawn announced on Wednesday. So that's a crazy milestone. Way to go, Respawn. Mass Effect Legendary Edition has gone gold. So that'll be coming out soon. First major PS5 console update lets you store PS5 games on USB extended storage, share gameplay across PS5 and PS4 consoles, and more. Volume sliders per person in party. Oh, that's pretty fucking neat.
Yeah, so they're doing like the Discord thing. I didn't know how to write that, like Discord volume sliders. They're doing that in the party now, and you can like either mute or deafen or some in game too. You can change everything in game as well. So that's pretty fucking cool. It's kind of what we wanted from the party system.
Yeah, totally. Makes a lot of sense on why they changed it on PS4 to be ass, because they were prepping. This is what I said too. They were prepping for the PS5 and like what the PS5 was going to do with it. So they made it worse on the PS4 to make it better on the PS5.
They made it worse on the PS4.
I think it's worse. I think it's a worse system. You can't like mute someone. If you mute someone, they can still hear you.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like it's worse now.
Yeah.
But it's because of the PS5 that they did it. Amazon cancels its Lord of the Rings MMORPG. I didn't know Amazon had a Lord of the Rings MMORPG.
I didn't either, but what the fuck has Amazon come up with at all?
How do you fuck
How do you
fuck up a fucking Lord of the Rings property,
I don't. You have not gamers, making a video game with people. It's just I bet you it just cost them too much money, and they didn't realize all of the shit that they need to make a video game in this day and age. And they're like, wow, this is not coming along as fast as we'd hoped. And they just canned it.
Yeah.
So good news for gaming there, because Amazon that's one step away from getting into the gaming sphere,
True. Yeah.
Corrupting our video games.
Our precious games.
We don't have enough corruption going on in video games.
I mean,
now.
Honestly, it's like if Amazon wants to come in and participate, it's fine. I'm okay with competition. It's just like I'm not gonna buy their shit. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on this one, because I don't know what this means. Days Gone director is losing his marbles. What does this mean?
Yeah, so he okay, so there's a couple of things that he's been saying, like on Twitter. I don't remember his name. So he released Days Gone, and they released Days Gone, and when it came out, it was like a stupid buggy mess for the first two or 3 months before they, fixed most of the issues. But as the game like dropped down in price to like $20, people started picking it up or free on the PlayStation Plus collection, and people started playing it. And there are people out there who, I don't know why, but they actually enjoy the game, and they're like, "This is a good game." And so the director for Days Gone, we talked about this last time. He wants to make Days Gone 2, but the release was so shoddy that it didn't make a whole lot of money, but now it's got like people backing it, I guess. And so he's yelling at, he's like,
he's trying to Snyder cut his way into making Days Gone 2 is what it sounds like.
Right. Yeah. He's calling out fans of the game, saying this was like the most recent one. He says, here's a title of the thing: Days Gone director boldly blames cheap gamers for canceled sequel.
Oh yeah, because they don't buy it at launch or whatever.
Right, and then he wrote, like, this is on his Twitter, I think. He says, Days Gone writer says, if you love a game, you should buy it at full price. And it's like, why would we buy a buggy ass game if you release a game that
people don't get rewarded for buying games at launch,
Yeah.
They get shit on constantly.
Yeah, especially in this time of like pre-orders. I guarantee you, after Cyberpunk, pre-order numbers are way down because people have been burned so many times by these companies. And this guy's like, he's asking fans to sign petitions to get Days Gone 2 going. He's blaming fans for not buying his game when it was a buggy fucking mess when at release, and he's blaming them that he didn't get his sequel for this game. And it's, I mean, I've played a little bit of it, and it's god awful. The writing is terrible. I couldn't get through the beginning, the prelude thing. Oh man, that I really don't understand the following for this game, but there is a small following, and he's losing his marbles, dude. He's like,
yeah,
he's like you said, he's trying to Snyder cut his way into a sequel for this fucking game. And
yeah, the only difference between this guy and Snyder is Zack Snyder, so
yeah,
he can fucking do that. This guy is not Zack Snyder, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what his name is. I've gotta find.
And like, I feel bad. It's like, I'm sure they put a lot of time and effort into Days Gone. It doesn't look like too bad. It looks all right. Like, so
John Garvin is his name.
And it's like, maybe if they did get a sequel, like it would take it to like the next level, because that is what happens with a lot of games. But like, bro, it didn't sell well. And if you're gonna blame the fans, I mean, they didn't buy it.
You can't blame the fans.
No,
your game just didn't do well. People didn't buy it because they heard, it's all right. There's other things out that you should play instead. And then when your game goes free, people are like, yeah, I'll play it. Why not? And then they're like, it's all right. And that entitles you to a sequel because your game was free and okay. Like,
yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
Like, if I were to buy a game at full price, I know this is turning into more of like a big titty than a titty.
That's fine.
But if I was buying a game at full price for $70 now, right? And it's a buggy ass mess, and I just didn't like it. Like it just wasn't my game. I'd be kind of upset. I'd be like, man, I just spent $70 on this game. And now I can either hold on to it for who knows why. Maybe somebody will want to play it, or maybe I'll want to play it later. Or I can sell it back to GameStop for 20%, And it's like, I still lose out on $40, and it just doesn't feel good. Whereas like when your game goes free on PlayStation Plus, it's like, yeah, I'll pick that up, see how it is. And then if it's bad, it's like, yeah, it's bad. I won't play it.
My biggest issue with this guy being like, buy the game at launch, spend the full 60 or whatever. And it's like, the reason people don't do that as much these days is because, like you said, one, when the game comes out, it's always a buggy mess.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if there is DLC down the line, if someone buys the game, they're buying the game for $30 plus a $20 DLC or whatever, where I spent 60 and am still paying 20. So like, what is the benefit of me there buying your game at launch? There should be some sort of like, hey, you bought the game at launch, here's a discount on the DLC or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like
you supported us, so like, here you go,
Here, fuck you. Yeah. It's here you go. Have this free shit, or have this free DLC that only you have of any. If you didn't have it at launch or within this window, then you got to pay $5 for it or whatever.
Or it's like, if you bought the game at launch within the launch window, the first like couple months of the game releasing, when the DLC comes out, we'll give you 50% off of the DLC because you've paid 50% more than the people who are getting the game now. Yeah,
exactly. It makes no sense.
Not that Days Gone has any DLC, but
right. Just it makes no sense for a gamer to buy a game at launch anymore. It just does not make any sense,
especially with DLC culture and patch culture, and it's just not the same.
It's you only buy a game at launch if you really want to A, you really want to play the game and you think it looks cool, and B, you want to support a developer who you enjoy.
And I remember the trailers for this fucking game. Those trailers were ass, dude. Remember they were like the dude was like running and then like a zombie, he would just run through a zombie and shit. It's like, of course I'm not going to buy your game. Your game looks like ass and your trailers look like ass. So like there was nothing about the game that made me want to buy it at launch other than you guys made Golden Abyss, which is a good game. But like I don't know.
That was a Vita game.
Yeah.
You know, and then we just played Last of Us, and this is another zombie game. It's like, you're not doing anything new. Oh, great. There's motorcycles and
hordes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I can play.
I imagine the game is fun enough, you know, like I don't want to shit on it too hard, but like, yeah.
I hear it looks incredible. I hear the weather and the lighting looks fantastic. But from what I played, the story, the characters, from what I've heard other people say about this game, it's just ass. The story is ass. Everybody's a fucking meathead in this game, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's it. I just thought it was really interesting that
put a
what is his name again? I don't remember. Garvin, something Garvin is just like losing his mind at fans because he doesn't have the second shot at this mediocre game.
Well,
just
believe it or not, Nick, we did have an event last week. There was a Nintendo's and Indies event.
There was.
It is an Indies, so we're not gonna like go over it too heavy. We'll just kind of run down the games, talk about the ones that are interesting to us. But Road 96, it's a procedural narrative game.
Good.
It looks cool. They've shown this off before, and it's coming out later this year, so that's pretty cool.
The idea of that game looks really good.
Yeah,
I like that. Choose your own adventure kind of storybook, but it's procedurally generated. Yeah, it's very strange.
It's cool though. Aerial Knights Never Yield. It's a 3D side scroller where players control Wally as he jumps, runs, and dashes through platforming areas. So it's a endless runner.
It looks like Cannibalt. I don't know if you ever played that Flash game where you like fly out of a window at the beginning and then you're running on rooftops, and if you fall, then you have to start over. It looks just like that, but 3D. Or
there is a demo available on the eShop now, so
okay,
we'll try it out.
May give it a try, but probably not.
Comes out May 19th. Last Stop. It's another Annapurna game. Dude, these guys are just pumping out the games. Supernatural adventure game. Has players exploring 3 stories that tie together. So we've got a Pulp Fiction sort of thing going on here. That's cool. Annapurna always knocks it out of the park. You'll probably end up crying. It's the way they do it. Hindsight. Peer into memories and futures in this artistic game published by Annapurna Interactive. It will come to Nintendo Switch later this year. This game looks really good. I've seen this one before. Yeah, this one looks right up my alley. Annapurna is really that. They're the like the A24 of video games. Do you know about A24?
I don't think so.
Here, A24 films. I'll just pull up a list of A24 films. They made Midsommar, Hereditary, The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems, Moonlight. You know, like the indie bangers. You know,
they're really strange games that don't really make sense for the time that they're coming out, but it's still like people go see it, and it's something to talk about for sure.
Yeah, they're just like the killer indie movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about Annapurna.
I could see that.
Ollie Ollie World. Also, Annapurna makes movies. So there you go. Ollie Ollie World. Go on a random road trips with your friends in order to find sweet places to skate with Roll7's upcoming skateboard game. Dude, I love Ollie Ollie. Ollie
love
Ollie
Ollie
1
Ollie
and Ollie Ollie 2. Great
Mhm.
games. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I hope it. I don't know how they do it, but it says skate with your friends, which I'm assuming is co-op, but it could also be just like a story about a road trip, and
Yeah.
that's really cool. You know, I would down for like a bro story where you just skate all of these different locations and meet like fish that talk to you, and you know the characters look cool, the colors look cool.
Yeah, they completely changed the art style. Made it a
Yeah.
bit more three-dimensional, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's this. I'm looking at a screenshot here where there's a fucking this little kid's talking to a frog and with a briefcase and like an Italian like button-up shirt that's just open. All he's missing is little hairs coming out. But yeah, it's like this looks goofy, and I'm all for it.
Next game, The Longing, which also looks really like a weird game. I'm kind of interested. You play as a shade servant who's waiting for your king to reawaken. However, it's going to take you 400 days for that to happen. Pass the time by exploring and completing puzzles. Releases on Nintendo Switch later today.
It's already out.
It's out. Yeah, it looks interesting. Looks weird. Yeah. There is no game, Wrong Dimension. Created by French developer Draw Me a Pixel, There Is No Game, Wrong Dimension is a point-and-click that focuses on solving puzzles and a fun comedy adventure. Releases on Switch later today. So it's out. So yeah, I don't know. I have very little interest in that game.
Mm-hmm.
This one's fun. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Tribute game took inspiration from classic TMNT fighter games in order to create this modern arcade-style fighter. Play as Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, or Leonardo as you take down the Foot Clan. It releases on Nintendo Switch later this year. Yeah, this looks great. This looks fantastic.
It does. You know, I'm not a fan of these side-scroller,
beat 'em ups.
You know, kind of 2.5 2D characters, but kind of 2.5 level design. I'm not really a fan of those kind of beat 'em ups, but
I love old beat 'em ups.
The original TMNT was one of the only ones I really enjoyed. That one and the Power Rangers one. There was a Power Rangers one that I just they were so good. And if this game does it right, which it looks like they're keeping with old traditions, this could be a really cool, fun, cooperative game.
Yeah, I'm super into it. This is one that you said you're kind of into. Chris Tales, Dreams Incorporated and 6 game draws inspiration from JRPGs, but is unique in that it employs time travel. For instance, you can make your enemies younger and thus easier to defeat. It releases on Nintendo Switch on July 20th. It looks weird as fuck. I'm super into it.
It does. And the art style is what's getting me. It's just like this cutesy, I don't even know it's like cutesy drawing characters, and the movement looks so good and the animations look really good. It just looks like it has a very cohesive style to it, and I dig it.
And it looks like it was made by, like 3 people, which I'm into.
Yeah.
I imagine the story is good if it's inspired from JRPGs. I mean, shit.
Yeah, probably. It's probably a lot of melodrama. Melodrama? Wow, I just fucking slammed that fucking word together. Melodrama. Probably got a whole bunch of, oh no, not my father, and you're like, oh god, okay.
Here we go. Yeah. Getsu Fuma Den Undying Moon. Fierce boss battles and challenging dungeons are coming your way in this hack and slash adventure developed by Guru. It comes to Nintendo Switch in 2022. This game looks fucking sick.
Really? I disagree.
Really? It looks like a Platinum game.
Okay, so when I saw this and I saw like a screenshot of it before I really watched the thing. I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this going to be another Muramasa Rebirth on the Vita? I don't know if you ever played that. That was like a gorgeous Japanese Edo era game where it's this game, but the art style and the enemies looked so good and it flowed so well. And I'm like, oh, this is another one. And then I watched this and I'm like, this looks pixelated
Yeah, it's a
old, and it doesn't have that same sort of art style that I'm looking for. It looks very drab and
you think so? I think it looks flashy as hell.
I mean, it's right. It's flashy, but it's the colors
really
aren't.
I
I don't know. It looks very.
I think it looks really cool.
It looks Doom. It looks very Doom.
I'm into it. It looks sort of Ed Hardy.
Yeah, that's it.
Does
that's
look a little Ed Hardy.
It looks Ed Hardy, but like Asian Ed Hardy. And
Yeah,
I'm watching it, and like the enemies look really cool, but the movement just doesn't seem like it's.
I'm into it. I
think
it looks really cool, personally. But
yeah, the animations look good, but the movement doesn't look very fluid, and the character himself doesn't look like he's animated very well. As in like attacks and whatnot. But
well, it doesn't come out for a while, so
so maybe I'll eat my words.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It looks cool, I think. Aztec Forgotten Gods. Lienzo's game mixes Aztec mythology with modern technology as you take down massive deities. Comes to the Nintendo Switch, fall 2021. This game looks really cool.
It does.
Yeah.
You were saying it looks like Shadow of the Colossus a little bit.
Sort of. Yeah.
Like you fight it. I don't know if you played it, but it was.
It looks like more platformy than that, but
it's like One Hit Hero or something where you play as a little guy and you have a bow and arrow, but you only get one arrow and you have to beat giant bosses with like one arrow, and if you hit him, you have to go and pick your arrow up and then shoot him again and go pick it up and then shoot him again. It kind of looks like that, but in like 3D form. I don't remember what it was. Titan Souls or something like that. It was really fun. Short little game, but yeah, this looks cool. This looks cool.
Skull the Hero Slayer. Southpaw Games turns the cliche format of a hero fighting hordes to defeat a demon king on its head. Instead, you play as a lowly skeleton out to rescue your demon king. Switching your head out gives you new abilities. Comes to Nintendo Switch, summer 2021.
I dig that.
Yeah,
I dig that.
I like the premise, but yeah.
It looks like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, very
gameplay wise.
Pixely, yeah. We'll see. Those are always ones that I'm like, I have to see, because I imagine they're really good, but like maybe not for me. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a 2D platformer beat 'em up, and they have their place sometimes. But like I'm watching the video right now, and it looks really cool. It looks like they do interesting shit. So yeah, it's definitely a wait and see for me.
Yeah. Oxenfree 2: Lost Signals, a sequel to the popular supernatural mystery graphic adventure, is coming to Nintendo Switch sometime in 2021. Little was actually announced, as this was mostly a teaser. I know one of our friends really into this game, the first one. I have it and I've been meaning to play it for years, literal years now. I just never have. I hear it's like a 2-hour game, so I just need to play it. But yeah, I hear it's really stinking good, so that's exciting that there's a second one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I hear it's good. It won a whole bunch of awards when it came out. Never got around to playing it. I'm not really into those story-based artsy-fartsy games myself. But yeah.
Yeah. And then the last, like, there was some other stuff that was talked about, but like the last like big piece of news was that Fez is available on the Switch now. So if you're into that game, go get it. It's on the Switch.
Yeah. It's a good game. Don't like the director, the producer, whatever his name is.
Peter Molyneux.
Molyneux. He's kind of a douche.
He's a dingus, yeah.
He's a dingus, but it was a fun game. I didn't beat it, but it's very cute, very very clever. It's kind of like Toad's Big Adventure. The Toad game.
Battletoads?
No, not Battletoads. Toad's Big Adventure, the one where you're mining Mr. Toad, but he's got a miner's helmet, and you do the Fez thing. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get into the news. We got the big news here.
This is the big boy news.
You got the Kalimba? No Kalimba. God damn it, Nick.
I'm still moving, man.
Dropping the ball
I got shit all over the floor here. You can't see it, but I do.
Same.
Well, you need to move into your house already.
Yeah, for real. First piece of news. Last week we talked about how PlayStation is shutting down PS3, PS Vita, and PSP stores. Well, this just came out today. PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita. It'll continue operations. This comes from the PlayStation blog. Recently, we notified players that PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita devices was planned to end this summer. I went to the dentist today, so my mouth is all fucked up.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. So today, I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd, 2021 as planned. That makes sense. When we initially came to the decision to end purchasing support for PS3 and PS Vita, it was born out of the number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices where a majority of our gamers are playing on. We see now that many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to continue purchasing classic games on PS3 and PS Vita for the foreseeable future. So I'm glad we were able to find solutions to continue operations. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of our history alive for gamers to enjoy while we continue to create cutting-edge new game worlds for PS4, PS5, and the next generation of VR. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. We're always listening and appreciate the support from our PlayStation community.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Isn't it? They totally... I don't know if they did this for press.
No.
No? You think they were like, let's just shut down all the stores, and then people were like, no, why?
Absolutely.
Why are you shutting down the stores? And they're like, oh, okay, I guess people still want these up.
We said it last week, Nick, or I said it last week. Jim Ryan literally said, people don't care about backwards compatibility. That's why we don't put it in our consoles. He doesn't know that because people do. People want to play PS3 games. People love their Vita, and they don't even have a replacement for the Vita. So shutting down the Vita is just the stupidest thing. I can still hear you. God damn it.
Wow, there you are. Hello?
What the butt, man?
I don't know. People love their PS Vita.
Yeah, and they don't even have a replacement for the Vita.
No.
On top of that. But like, people want backwards compatibility, and if you're not going to put backwards compatibility in your fucking consoles, then let us keep playing the games on our fucking PS3s. If you're not going to put PS3 functionality on the PS4 or PS5, then why are you shutting down the PS3? It just doesn't make sense, especially with people not able to fucking find PS5s right now. So it's like,
that's a big one.
I think a lot of people are going back to their PS3 catalogs right now because they're like, well, I got nothing else to do. I've been thinking about hooking up my PS3 and playing some old games that I never got around to. Like when Returnal comes out, I can't play it. So
Right.
maybe I'll pick some cheap games up on the PS3 or whatever. So it's just really lame.
It is.
But it's good that they turned it around.
I'm glad it kind of shows that they're listening to you, because you're the one that like had a bitch fit, and you're the only one who like
Jim Ryan tunes in every week.
Me, closing the stores, and then they're like, all right, little Jakey, all right, let's we'll just close the PSP store for you, and then like, okay.
That makes sense, though. It makes sense that they'd close the PSP store, because, I mean, like, how old is the PSP at this point?
13 years? I want to say 13, 14 years.
2005. So, 16 years.
Damn it. Yeah, and they already have a replacement. If you have a PSP, just go to the fucking Vita. It's so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know why the store is still up, honestly, for the PSP.
But yeah, well, and also like the PSP was far more physical media than a PS3 or a Vita.
Yeah,
like, most of the games you're gonna buy on the PS3 and the Vita are digital games. I think for a lot of people anyway. I think most people bought their games physically with the PSP, and that is just like a baseless assumption. But. Especially the Vita, though. The Vita's not even 10 years old yet.
Right.
So, like, shutting down the Vita is just such a slap in the face, especially to the developers that were still making games for the Vita.
Yeah.
And are like, wait, you're shutting down the store and you didn't tell us? I think that's a big part of it, too. They're like, oh, fuck, we didn't think about people actually developing for this thing still.
And people still develop for this thing? What the hell?
Yeah. It's like, yes, people do. I think the reason they wanted to shut it down is because they just like don't make money from it anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have your spreadsheets of shit that comes in, and it's like, okay, so how much money did we spend to keep the store open? How much money has passed through the store?
Right.
And it's like, it's not. I mean, maybe it's a couple bucks. Maybe it's a couple bucks the other direction. It's like it's not up. It's it's going down, and it's like, why are we keeping this open if we're just wasting resources?
And I do think they were thinking in that mindset, not thinking about like, oh, this is gonna hurt our fan base, and
right.
that's worth taking a little bit of an L if they are. I don't even think they're like losing money.
No, probably not. Probably not.
They're probably just like not making money,
Right. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I said and then it just left my brain.
Do you think like they're going to close them down eventually? Like how long do you think?
Another year.
You think one more year?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I think
I believe it.
You brought up a good point with the PlayStation 5 and how people can't get their hands on it, so they're going back to their PS3 and they're picking up games that they just haven't played or want to play. I think that's going to have a lot to do with it. So once I'm pretty sure what I would do if I was PlayStation would be, once we hit a number of concurrent players on PlayStation 5, then we'll shut down the PS3 store and the Vita store.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would do.
Yeah, I think the other like shocking thing is that they were like, yeah, we're just going to shut them all down basically at the same time. And it's like, why didn't you just start with the PSP? And then in a year be like, okay, we're going to shut down the PS3 store now. And then like a year after that, okay, we'll do the Vita. I think people would have been like way kinder about that than just being like, we're shutting down the PSP store, the PS3 store, and the Vita store.
Yeah.
Basically all around the same time.
Yep.
Like, that's just such a hit on everyone, where it could have just been like, we're shutting down the PSP store, and then so on and so forth,
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. I agree 100%. And the PSP store should be shut down anyway. It's 16 years old.
Yeah. It would just be nice if they like put these games on newer consoles so we can still like get them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Specifically PS3 games.
But I don't know. I go back to some PS3 games and it's like, I don't want to play this game. It did not hold up.
But like that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because like what you think and what some random fucker who's like, I want to play this PS3 game, you know, like, you know,
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah, and a big thing is like people still play PS3s. You know, people still have them. People are still buying them, and
well, you know how
they can't. It's super cheap, and they can't get a PlayStation 5. So, and there's probably people out there who completely skipped the PlayStation 4 generation, and they're just waiting to get a PS5. So they're playing on PS3 still, and they're just like, I'm gonna get the PS5, but they can't. So they're like, whatever. I waited this long. I'll wait a little bit longer until I can. You know.
I was gonna say something. Completely lost it. God, we're all over it tonight. Oh, you know how the PS4 had like PS2 play and the Vita had PS1 play? Maybe the PS5 will have like PS3 games, like that.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember what you mean.
Really? On PS4, it's got like PS2 on PS4, and you can like go get San Andreas and stuff like that. On the PS4.
But that's just like a re-release of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a port.
Yes.
But it's not like all of the PlayStation 2 games.
Right, but yes. Yeah. They did the same thing with the PS1 on the Vita.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. That was a much larger collection of games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why those games are not on the PS4 or PS5. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Put the PS1 games on there. You fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Weirdos. Let's get to the next piece of news. Next piece of news comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Nintendo says it will focus on more original game series in the future. Nintendo
hope so.
Yeah. Nintendo president Shuntaro
Furukawa.
That's right. Has said that the company will invest in more original games in the future, in addition to supporting its core franchises. Speaking in a new Japanese interview with Nikkei, there's a paywall on it. Furukawa said the company would commit to. It's funny, just as an aside, real quick. I didn't even put that there's a paywall. That's just part of the article.
That's part of the article. That's hilarious.
Like, hey guys, there's a paywall, so I'll fill you in. That's really good.
That's awesome.
Furukawa said the company would commit to creating more original game franchises in the future, and emphasized that the Switch firm would need to continue to innovate in order to maintain its relevance within the increasingly competitive home entertainment marketplace. Quote, with the expansion of time spent at home, the range of entertainment as an object of consumption is expanding, the president said. Games are not a necessity of life. In order for customers to choose games in their finite time, they have to be interesting. Competition is tough, and I am not optimistic. I myself am looking at and studying various forms of entertainment. In the future, we will focus on creating new game series as well as long sellers such as Mario and Zelda. Later in the interview, Furukawa reiterated that Nintendo is continuously thinking about new hardware. Quote, we are constantly building up ideas for new consoles the market is expecting, but there are some things we can't do now due to technology and cost constraints, he said. I just find this interesting. Sorry to sorry to cut you off. I find it compelling, and the reason I put it in here, because it seems like something of a non-story, but to me, I think it's more important because to me it sounds like he's like fuck.
He's like, fuck.
I think he's scared of Xbox and
Right.
what Xbox is doing with things like, you know, the xCloud and
Game Pass.
and just a huge library of console exclusives now, and Sony's got a huge library of console exclusives, and both of these companies are constantly dropping new IPs such as Days Gone, our favorite game. So like I think they're looking at this and they're like, you know, I think there's only so long that Mario and Zelda can keep us going. We may need to start thinking out of the box here, which I think is great news for Nintendo because they need that.
Right. And I'll say one thing. I'll believe it when I see it, Nintendo. I'll fucking believe it when I see it. We have not had any news on anything new from Nintendo. We just had Nindies, which is other companies and whatnot.
Right.
You know, that doesn't count. Like, all those look interesting. This was a good indie showcase, honestly. But where the fuck is your games? Where are your games, Nintendo?
Right.
I'm not seeing them. They're not here. They don't exist. And I don't believe they exist because you're not putting anything out.
Hey, we got Splatoon 3.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Again, it's the same. I'll believe it when I see it. Like, sure, you can just take Splatoon 2 and put new skins in it, but I have a feeling they're going to be like, oh, we got to delay it 4 years.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not with Splatoon. Yeah, but like, yeah. How long? I think that's him saying we're going to tone down the ports and remasters.
I hope so,
because that seems like that's all we're getting on the Vita on the Switch. Is just ports and remasters of the same games that we've played a million times. You know, like the biggest game that I'm playing right now is Mario 3D World, which came out on the fucking Wii U like 10 years ago. You know.
Yep. And they added a little thing,
right?
But it's what I heard, it's like a 2-hour experience, and it's like, that's not really a game, that's like DLC.
Yeah.
But the last new IP that they had that didn't include Mario or Zelda was what? Fucking Splatoon? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I'm sure there's other things, you know.
But like, what do they do? What's going on? There's no fresh ideas at Nintendo anymore. There's not like, hey, we should make a game about this.
Yeah.
You know, Splatoon did really good and it's new, and we made a second one. Let's just come up with another idea. We'll take the guys from Mario, see what they're working on, and just go, okay, we're going to take this little tidbit and we're going to put it in this game and expand on that.
The upsetting thing to me is like they're not even doing the properties that they have, because like I want like an F-Zero game, you know, like I want a new Metroid game, I want a new Pikmin game, like I want these games. I don't want ports of them though. I want new ones where you can iterate and make them better and newer and fresher. Like I don't want ports of these games. I want new ones.
Yeah, if I wanted games that follow the technology of today,
or like I should reiterate, I'm fine with ports or like emulated versions of the games on the Switch, but don't spend your resources on like making HD remasters and remakes of these games. It's like, no, make something new with that stuff, you know? Like, we don't need a new Skyward Sword.
No.
But I would take a ground up remake of Ocarina of Time. I stand by that. That'd be fucking sick.
Well, that would be sick, but that would make way more sense to do than Skyward Sword.
Yeah. Well, because that's the thing. It's like they take like Skyward Sword, and it's not like a ground up remake. It's like HDified, and like they changed the controls.
They updated the controller
a bit. But like, I want like a ground up remake of Ocarina of Time, like they did with Link's Awakening, where they completely fucking changed that bitch, you know?
Yeah.
or like Final Fantasy VII remake, something like that.
Something like that.
But
Yeah,
that's totally unrelated. I just want Nintendo to be doing stuff, and I feel like they're not. And I feel like besides the first year of the Switch, which was an absolute banger of a year for the Switch, where they were just constantly releasing thing after thing after thing, I just feel like it's been like, I mean, here's Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is cool, and here's, you know, Smash. But like, what else?
You get Animal Crossing that's worse than the previous Animal Crossing.
I wouldn't say it's worse. It's like the same.
It has less stuff in it. The new Animal Crossing has less things to do. When like, why would I play Animal Crossing when I can play? Oh fuck, what's that game called? The farming game.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, where there's just like so much to that game.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I'm literally just doing chores.
Yeah, but at least they gave us Animal Crossing, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, I wish they would give us more.
Too. Was it a good time? Probably the best time to release that game.
Yeah.
But Pikmin 3 again? Really? Skyward Sword again? Really? I mean, I would not be surprised at this point if Metroid, the new Metroid game that comes out, is just a fucking remake of the latest Metroid game. Whatever that was. I don't remember what it was.
I would take another Mario Rabbids. Hell.
Would you?
I would, yeah.
Like, one of the biggest problems with Nintendo is they don't have a lot of characters.
They do, though.
You know? I disagree. At least a lot of characters with diversity. They have Mario and all of Mario's cast, right? And those are in every fucking Nintendo game. I'm just thinking like Smash. You think of the roster in Smash.
Yeah, it's all like, Fire Emblem.
You got all Mario characters. You got all Fire Emblem characters, and they all do the same shit. All the Mario characters are practically the same. You got Donkey Kong, which is very close to Mario in style. You got Splatoon, which is kind of cool.
But I do think like with Mario, there's a lot of different like genres within Mario. So like you're covering a lot with Mario.
Right, but like why not give that to a new IP? Why not? Why
I don't think it matters. If the game is fun, it's fun. Like I don't really care. It's just like we're not getting those games.
Right.
Like even if you were to release like 20 new Mario games, but they were all different, like Mario Rabbids or you know what I mean? Like even if they did that, I'd be happier with what they're doing. But they're not even doing that. Yeah. We got Mario Maker 2. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we haven't really gotten a new Mario game besides Odyssey and Mario Maker 2.
Well, there was Mario, Paper Mario.
Yeah, we did get Paper Mario. But that's it. And it's been like 4 years.
Yeah.
Zelda, we got Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild. You know, like and like these are your tentpoles, and like if this is all, you know what I mean? Like if those
are like your claim to fames. You know, you got your two characters, Mario.
If you're not gonna make new original IPs, I expect more than this.
Right.
With your characters. So I don't know. And it seems like from this interview, he's like, fuck yeah, we gotta step it up.
Like what I don't understand is like, take your fucking time with Mario, because Mario Odyssey is so good.
Right.
Right? It's like base Mario games are so thought out and so well done and so polished that that should be Mario games. Stop giving me Paper Mario. Don't give me Mario Rabbids. You know, like make something new. Put a new character other than.
Well, I don't. To me, it's like, but they're Nintendo, so they can. That's their thing. If we wanted new characters, that's why we have PlayStation. That's why we have Xbox. They're Nintendo. They're doing Nintendo things. That's fine. But like, I just want games. I want new games. It doesn't matter what color paint is on it. I just want new games.
But I think it would benefit them if there were new characters, because then they would they could stumble upon something and it wouldn't be, oh, here's another Mario game or here's another Zelda game. Like they would stumble upon something that's different, you know? It would feel new, it would feel different, it would feel innovative.
Could you imagine if Nintendo bought Bethesda?
I'm trying to think of like the implications. They'd have Doom. They'd have Fallout. Skyrim. Oh man. No, I don't think that would work at all, but
Wolfenstein. Oh, that'd be great.
Mario Wolfenstein.
I mean, we did see that Zelda costume.
Fallout Zelda.
We did see that Zelda or Link costume in Skyrim, so that is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next piece of news. We've talked about it enough. Ghost of Tsushima developer working on a spectacular multiplayer game. This comes from Matt Perslow at IGN. Ghost of Tsushima. Oh God, I cannot talk,
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, my fucking mouth is just.
I'll just dub over you.
Yeah. Right. Ghost of Tsushima developer. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Developer Sucker Punch is working on a new project that it describes as a, quote, spectacular multiplayer game. The news arrives in the form of a job advertisement on Sucker Punch's job recruitment website. The developer is seeking a multiplayer/network programmer to join its team in Bellevue, Washington. Quote, our talented multiplayer designers create awesome game team experiences, and you'll be pivotal in bringing that creativity to life in a spectacular multiplayer game, reads the job description. Little more can be inferred from the role's description and requirements. No mention is made of what form of multiplayer game is being worked on, and so we can't ascertain at this stage if the project is PvE, co-op, or PvP. All other details presented are fairly standard discussion of programming for online multiplayer. Makes sense.
Ghost of Tsushima was pretty okay, right? I'd say
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
But then they released the multiplayer, the co-op multiplayer thing, and I had a fucking blast.
Yeah,
playing that multiplayer, and it's like, yeah, okay, I see you, Sucker Punch. I see what you're doing. I see. It makes sense. It looks good. I think we could get a really decent. I don't want to jinx us, but Destiny-esque video game.
But Ghost of Tsushima?
But not even Ghost of Tsushima, but like a co-op that is kind of in that same... It uses that same kind of pattern, because Ghost of Tsushima co-op was pretty close to like a Destiny clone. You had looting, there was a raid at some point that we didn't get to do because it came out later.
We should do that.
You had character classes with their own abilities and like equipment that had its own abilities too, and it had level ups and stuff. And it's like, okay, this is like a simplified version of Destiny, of Division, of those sorts of games. And I think that when they released it, they're like, we can do that. We got this. We just have to expand on that. And this is kind of what I was saying with Nintendo, like just put something out. If it works, expand on it. If it doesn't, it doesn't,
it really did feel like that was like a test drive for them.
Yeah.
It felt like more so than just like how Uncharted has multiplayer.
Right.
It felt like, we're gonna dive into this a bit more
because it was so different from the game. It was so different from Ghost of Tsushima. It was like, this doesn't really belong here. I wonder if they're trying something out.
I think they stick with the Ghost of Tsushima name even, and the next game can just be more multiplayer centric.
I guess it could, if they want to continue with like the Japanese sort of background
I
and
think
demons and whatnot,
I think that's
it
the
would
move
be
for them.
really cool, and I'm all for it. But if they come up with something new, they're Sucker Punch has got some pretty good ideas. You know, they got some pretty good shit roaming around in their noggins.
You know what I like, and this kind of makes me sad about this project potentially, is because like we don't see this anymore. We don't see like an Uncharted multiplayer anymore. We don't see a Last of Us multiplayer anymore, where it's just sort of like attached to the single player game, and it's not the main thing, but it's a fun thing that's there, and you could put in like, you know, you're 20 30 hours into it and never play it again, and you just don't see multiplayer games like that anymore, and that kind of bums me out. And that's also why I like the Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer a lot, because it's like it felt like just enough content for me to be like, okay, I had a fun time with this additional multiplayer. And so, but like them talking like this sounds like they're gonna be more focused multiplayer,
Right.
which is lame because like every game is multiplayer now.
That's a good point. It's like, where are you gonna focus? It's just one team focusing on a game. Sucker Punch is just one team. So I don't understand. Yeah, are they gonna make it a multiplayer single player game like Ghost of Tsushima, or is it just going to be strictly a multiplayer game? And to that I say, fucking try the multiplayer. Try it. You know, just fucking go for it. We don't need another story game. We don't need another multiplayer game. But like whatever these guys want to do, they should do it without people going, oh, it's going to be another one of those. It's like,
I agree.
So what? You know, so what? If they can do it better, all the power to them, you know?
Still waiting for factions, though, you know?
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck Naughty Dog, dude. I don't know what's going on. I would kill Neil Druckmann.
In Minecraft. In Minecraft,
right. Yeah. Yes.
In Minecraft.
Yes.
Let's get to the MPD numbers. MPD numbers are in for the month of March. Top 10 selling video games, retail and digital, for March 2021. At number 1, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. At number 2, we have Monster Hunter Rise, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Number 3, we've got Outriders.
Makes sense.
Number 4, down from 1, we've got Super Mario 3D World. Number 5, we've got Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Sticking around.
Still up there.
Sticking around. Number 6, Mario Kart 8. Sticking around.
Still up there after 8 years or whatever the fuck.
Jesus Christ. At number 7, we've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's kind of surprising, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I guess. It's kind of old now, huh? At number 8, we've got Animal Crossing New Horizons. At number 9, we've got Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
That makes sense.
Yep, popped up because it doesn't exist.
It's no longer available. Yeah, you can't get it anymore.
Mario is dead. So, rest in peace, friend. And at number 10, we've got Minecraft, which, interesting, the publisher is listed as multiple video game manufacturers.
Yeah.
So, not Xbox, multiple video game manufacturers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
surprised.
Outriders is going to be gone
I agree.
Next month.
Yep.
I think Monster Hunter Rise will dip down.
Yeah, it'll still be in the top 10. Sure. I'm actually surprised it made it to number 2. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for a Switch only game. Well, I mean, I say that, and then we have fucking Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, which is fucking 8 years old or whatever, Animal Crossing, and Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which doesn't exist anymore.
Well, and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of exclusives on here, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a very different thing, and I noticed in this list, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is no longer up there.
Yep, people are done with it finally.
Yep.
Moving on.
So it's just one Call of Duty up there right now.
Yep. Now that we're officially in the third month, we've got the top 10 selling video games, retail and digital, 2021 year to date list.
Yay! So, these are the big ones, the big boys.
Yeah, we're finally back because the first 2 months it's like they don't really have this list, but now we have enough. We have enough data. We have the technology.
Yeah.
At number 1, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. No surprise there. At number 2, we've got Super Mario 3D World. That's pretty impressive. At number 3, we've got Miles Morales. At number 4, we've got Monster Hunter Rise. At number 5, we've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. At number 6, we've got Mario Kart 8. At number 7, we've got Minecraft. At number 8, we've got Madden NFL 21. At number 9, we've got Animal Crossing New Horizons. And at number 10, we have Outriders.
Yeah, it's squeezed in there.
What I find interesting, put the money in the jar. But what I do find interesting for real is Monster Hunter Rise came out this month, and it's number 2. And Outriders came out this month, and it's number 3. But on the year-to-date list, Monster Hunter Rise is at number 4, where Outriders is at 10. So there's a huge difference between how much Monster Hunter Rise sold and how much Outriders sold, even though they're at number 2 and 3 this month.
How does that happen?
I mean, Valhalla, Mario Kart 8, Minecraft, I mean, they must have
I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's I see what you're saying. Yeah, So, Monster Hunter Rise fairly outsold Outriders.
Yeah.
By quite a substantial difference. But Outriders is still number 10. That'll drop off. I guarantee you that'll drop off.
Yeah. Especially with like Returnal coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to add some things on the list that should be up on the list but aren't. Just kind of like shout outs for the year.
Okay.
This is from Open Critic because we don't have Open Critic reviews this week.
Yeah, nothing came out.
Nothing came out. So I'm just going to say like the top 6. Anything that has an 85 or over should be on this list. We got Disco Elysium is at 90. It Takes Two, that game by our favorite boy. I forget his name. But
we should stream that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, me and you. We should do that.
That It Takes Two has 88. Monster Hunter Rise has 88. Hitman 3 has 86. Everhood, I don't know what this is, has 85. And The Loop Hero has 85. So, like, if you look at these games and, like, what the ratings are compared to what's sold, it's crazy the difference between the types of games that there are. Like, it seems like people are buying, especially with, like, Call of Duty, people are just buying games that are comfortable to them, but those games are just they're to be what you expect, whereas like the 2021 Hall of Fame critic reviews are like vastly different aside from Monster Hunter Rise.
Where's Balan's Wonderworld on the top 10 selling video games,
I don't think it'll ever be up there. Sorry, my guy. So I thought that was, dare I say, interesting.
It is. That's going to be our first piece of merch. Just a shirt that says interesting.
It just says interesting, period.
What to look forward to next week? We've got Nier Replicant, which comes out on Friday, which is very exciting.
I'm excited. I hope. I will not pre-order it. I will not buy it day one unless they release like reviews for it the day before. So I might not have anything to say about it that next week, but I'll have something to say about it regardless. I might not be playing it next week.
Yeah, I should really give Automata another chance.
You should.
Also, go ahead.
But I don't know if it's your kind of game.
Well,
it's a sad game. It's a very sad game.
I love sad things.
But it's like, it's not in your face sad, like whatever, the Ethan Search for Ethan, or I forget what that game's called. It's not
Heavy Rain.
No, not Heavy Rain.
Jason,
the like, the indie, like, oh, this game makes you cry kind of games.
What do you think? Are you saying I just
Eden
can't?
Fifth.
Edith Finch.
Yeah, that one. It's not sad like that. It's sad like
You've never even played that.
passively.
Shut your mouth.
I haven't, but it's sad passively, and it's like more action than it is story. But there is a really good story behind it. Other words,
why would I not like that?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like your kind of thing. It's very action packed rather than hand holdy.
I love action and packs
and being packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, something to be excited about. Horizon Complete Edition out today for free on the old PS4 and PS5. So pick that shit up. If you haven't played it, definitely play it. I'm probably gonna pick it up and play that DLC because
you should.
Never played it. So
yeah, and you got nothing else to play until you get a PlayStation 5, which is real fucking sad. I'm sorry for you.
Yes, it's very sad.
Somebody please send Jake a PlayStation 5. He'll pay for it. Just send it to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Just message him on Twitter or something, and he'll pay for it.
You got a question for us this week, Nick?
Yeah, I suppose. My question is, does it fucking matter?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's it.
Should we stop fucking doing these questions?
Should we stop asking questions?
Should we stop asking questions because nobody fucking answers these questions?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. That's what it'll be. Should we stop asking questions? Yeah. Fuck you guys. I love you. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Make sure you check out the other Lonacast shows. We got the Jake and Corey podcast, which comes out every Monday. We got the spoiler cast for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which comes out every Wednesday, and maybe earlier for the season finale, which is coming up next week. Also, I just did a fun little interview with a critically acclaimed, famous VTuber, Honey Bears, adorable, cute little guy. I had a nice conversation with him. That should be up sometime.
What did you guys talk about?
We talked about video games. We talked about VTubing. We talked about, made a lot of jokes. It's good times.
Just hanging out. Just hanging out.
Chilling. Did a little deep dive, So that'll be up sometime this week. So keep an eye out for that. That's the show.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.